welcome to this new SAP S4HANA Cloud Knowledge snippet. In today's snippet, we will be going back to the topic of AVC, Advanced Variant Configuration. To be more specific, we will be looking at a different way of achieving the pricing of AVC materials. To be more specific still, in the previous recordings that we had done on AVC, we had quasi-exclusively used dependencies, procedures to be more precise, to set the pricing of the AVC materials that we had in the sales orders. So in those procedures, we essentially had some piece of code, some simple code that would say if condition X, Y, Z is met, then we want to apply pricing condition A to the sales order. But what I want to highlight with this snippet today is that you do not always need to resort to dependencies, i.e. code, to set the pricing of your materials. Now, under very specific circumstances, it could be that what we are going to do today will work for you. And those specific circumstances are that if you just want to be able to say that if this characteristic value in my AVC sales order is set, then I want this particular pricing condition to apply, then what I'm about to show you today will work just beautifully for you without you requiring to do any kind of dependencies. Now, of course, if you need something a little bit more complex, like pricing factors or maybe some more complex logic checks before you can apply a pricing condition, then yes, you will need to use the procedures as we had explained in previous AVC related knowledge snippets. So let's go right ahead. So I've prepared already some of the master data that we are going to be using in this snippet. So I've created this material, which is an industrial robot, and it has a certain number of characteristics that are used to configure this product whenever it's sold. So some of the characteristics that we would be having to fulfill or fill in during the sales order process would be the country of operation, the material of which this robot's going to be made out of, the temperature at which it's going to operate, and so on and so forth. But what's important to note here is that I have absolutely no dependencies at all. And if I go and look at the configuration profile, look at the dependency sections, again you can see here I've got absolutely no dependencies at all. And to illustrate what we want to achieve in today's snippet, we will use the use case that for each one of these values for the characteristics product material, there is going to be a pricing condition associated. So for example, if in the order I pick aluminium, then I'll drop a variant pricing condition worth $100, carbon fiber might be $200, fiberglass $300, titanium might be $400. So all of the master data has already been set up for us. So let's go ahead and do what we would need to do to be able to tell the system that this value is worth a certain number of dollars without resorting to any kind of dependencies or coding. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually define the variant. So in the previous releases of S4HANA Cloud, you would have had to go into environment, variant condition keys, and then add a variant condition via this menu, which might have been a little bit tedious. But in the release 18.11, a new separate Fiori app was released to cater specifically for this, and you will find it in the prices Fiori tile group, and it's called maintain variant conditions. And I've conveniently already opened this app right here, and all that I need to do really is put in the new entries. So I'm just going to say, okay, let's put some new entries. So we'll have the variant called aluminium, and the description of it is going to be aluminium. Then we'll have maybe bad choice of words, titanium. Then we'll have CAF, which was the carbon fiber, and we'll have FGL, which is going to be fiber. fiberglass. So these are the variant conditions that have now been defined, and I'm going to save that. Now the next thing that we want to do is we also obviously want to create the sales, the associated sales pricing conditions. And so for that, we also use the app that we've had for quite some time, which is called Set Material Prices, which I have also conveniently opened up here. Now, what we're going to be doing is we are going to create those pricing conditions, and the condition type that we want to use is the standard PVA 0 absolute value variant price. So let's put that in there. Okay, so we are going to put in our sales organization, and the use case is going to be done in Australia, so 3010, and it's also going to be for my material PRE underscore robot. Okay, so the variant here is essentially going to be those entries that I have created here. So the first one is going to be ALU, and we'll say that that's going to be worth 100. Then the next ones, can we maybe just copy paste them? Let's try that. Perfect. So titanium is probably going to be the most expensive, so we'll say that's going to be 400. Carbon is going to be 300, and fiberglass is going to be 200. You can see also the description has been populated on the basis of the variant condition that we had created previously. Okay, so I'm going to save this now. So far what we've done is we've defined the variant conditions, their names. We have also in pricing defined the dollar amount, the dollar value of each one of those variants. And then essentially the last thing that we need to do is back in the configuration profile, we need to, at the material level, go into variant pricing and tell the system that this characteristic, product material, and each one of its values corresponds to a certain variant condition. So I'm just going to flip to change mode, and the characteristic is going to be product material. And you can see that conveniently the system only offers me the choice of those characteristics assigned to my material. Then he asks me for the value, and I'm going to pick aluminium. And again, referring to what I've got here, so it's the variant condition ALU. And again, you can see that the system has correctly automatically fetched the description of it. So I'm just going to keep on adding the other ones. So again, PRE material type, value is going to be carbon fiber, and I think that we had CAF. There's a variant condition for that one, which gets populated. Perfect. We'll just quickly do the last two. So again, product material. We'll pick titanium, and we had tin for that one. Tin, and that leaves us just one more. Product material, and it's going to be the fiberglass. And the condition for that one was FGL, so we can say FGL, and again we get the description of it coming in. Okay, so let's save this. Okay, the system tells me that not all the data could be saved. So let's just quickly go back and check this information has correctly been updated. Variant pricing. Okay, so now that I've maintained all of the required master data, let's try and create a sales order and see if that is going to work. So let's go and pick the Australian sales organization. We're going to quickly enter a Australian customer. We'll go for customer 1 in Darwin. AVC, no price dependency as a reference. I'm going to quickly put in my material PRE robots order quantity 1, and I'll go into the configuration screen. And you can see that already my order has a $900 value, which is the base price, irrespective of the configuration. So it's a basic PPRO pricing condition that has automatically been picked up. And the variant pricing conditions that we have defined are for this characteristic product material. So let's go ahead and pick, if we go for fiberglass, hey, there you go. You can see that the order value has changed from 900 to 1100, and we can of course click on the price, which is a hyperlink if you like, which opens up the pricing window and gives me a bit more detail in terms of an explanation why the price was amended by the amount that it was amended by. And indeed it tells me that an additional $200 are added to the order as a result of having chosen fiberglass. And if I was going to pick something like aluminum, then the price goes down, and again we can see that the pricing condition here has been correctly picked up. So then all we need to do is say done. We confirm the ATP check quantity, and if we go and check the pricing conditions, we can see that we had the base price, which was for that material, but more importantly we can see that the aluminium pricing condition has been picked up. And again, the beauty of all this is that I had absolutely no dependency, not a single line of code was used to achieve this particular result. So please do try it, maybe it'll work for you. I would also like to stress that this will only work if the value or the characteristic is of type character, so that's an additional restriction. But if you have a simple pricing model where each value drives a specific sales order value, a variant value, then you may very well find that this what has been shown in this particular snippet will work quite well for you. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do like this recording, then please like the video, subscribe, share it with your network, and until the next time, thank you for your time. Bye bye.